Thank you very much, Brian. So kind of without any further ado, whenever I start to have a reporting discussion with my customers, I pretty much always start from this slide here. This Venn diagram chart actually gives a very nice, clean summary of what Rational is doing as a brand for our reporting tools and solutions. So on the left side of this chart, we have what we call development intelligence reporting. Or, if you've heard of the industry buzz phrase of business intelligence, Rational's kind of coined the phrase of business intelligence for the development domain, or our development domain, as development intelligence. So in this style of reporting, it's all about getting that real-time status, that real-time understanding of where I'm at and how I'm doing in my development stream. If I want to do things like monitor progress, see potential risks, or even analyze why I might be off track, this is where this style of reporting comes into play. And we do this typically via our web-based dashboarding and reporting capabilities. So I sign on to that web-based interface from a tool, and I can see the reports that are important to me. I can see, or I'm notified automatically where I might be on track, or what progress I've made in my development stream. And again, I can do that deeper analytics and analysis with that web reporting capability. As we move to the right side of this chart, when we start to talk about really deliverables, so certainly, very heavy in our systems development domain, where we have, large, government organizations that, or we're meeting, regulatory type organizations. We have this very large need for document generation or documentation. So, at some point in my development cycle, typically around a milestone, I might need to export data to a paper format so I can, hand off maybe to a stakeholder, maybe to a subcontractor or supplier, or maybe, to a regulatory agency that says, hey, look, I've built this piece of code, I've built this system, here's my traceability, for example, across that life cycle to prove, not only I've built what you asked me to build, but it is of high quality, it's been tested, and we've passed all those builds and that testing. So, even in, this kind of Web 2.0 or this next, generation of web-based tools, we still have a very large need at certain points in our development stream to print documentation. So a little bit about how this is done. In the development intelligence space, we have a little bit of a new concept called data warehousing. So, we have all these, point tools sitting out, our requirements are in their requirements repository, our work items are in their, change configuration management repository, design artifacts, test artifacts, etc. But we need to be able to quickly do that analysis, see that reporting trends and scorecarding and dashboard, not just from one data source, but from multiple. And we need it, fast, and we have, various levels in our organization, from the top executives all the way down to the individual engineers who actually need to see this, cross-tool data. So the way that we implement this is through some data warehousing technology. And it really is the key to, not only connecting these disparate sources, but seeing, trends over time and being able to perform, kind of the ad hoc real-time analysis when those key pieces of data, are collected and sitting in one repository, as opposed to having to wait, to go out to multiple different sources, multiple different repositories to do that, cross-tool analysis, which really wouldn't have very good performance. That's the need for a data warehouse. So, as I mentioned a little bit already, but, on the topic of, document generation, you still have the need throughout the life cycle to create documents. Thus, we still absolutely provide,